Ben, what does it mean to have your fridge here to watch you compete?
I don't know about my fridge, but it's awesome having all the fans there and the whole gym there. It's really cool.
That's cool. Get it? Cool? Fridges are cool?
There you go.
And it all starts with events 1 and 2, which are coming up next in the Mid-Atlantic region.
We start on the women's side, where 3 familiar names occupy the top spots on the leaderboard, led by Gretchen Kittelberger, who was in this region last year, but the 2 women behind her were not. Anna Tunnicliffe and Emily Friedman, who transferred from the Southeast, sit in 2nd and in 3rd place. And Gretchen Kittelberger, 2 2nds and a 7th today, a great start for her. A woman who did not get off to a good start is Christy Adkins, but she made up for it with a really strong performance in event 3.
She is doing exactly what she does best, battling back from a deficit. Christy found herself in a wee bit of a hole after the first 2 events. She's Irish, so that's for her. And she demolished event number 3. Here's the problem for Christy. The women ahead of her, spots 1, 2, and 3, all former Games veterans. So she has to have those ladies do poorly on top of herself doing well. That's a big task.
Is this where you expected to be at this point?
No, not at all. I knew this. I knew this match in the handstand walk would be good for me. I knew Nasty Girls was not going to be like a super strong one for me. My goal was just to be in the top 10 on that. So now I'm excited. Very pleasantly surprised.
We've got 2nd and 3rd place, Anna and Emily in the ice bath together. So first of all, let's ask you this. What is ice bath etiquette when one is with an additional person in here?
Well, try to keep your feet to yourself. I don't even know.
Do you have any specific etiquette rules that you follow when you're in an ice bath, especially with another person?
With another person, definitely don't make the water move. You just got to keep the water as still as possible, because when it rises that extra half an inch, it's horrible.
Do you have a little bit of an accent?
I do have a little accent, yeah.
I've never noticed that. Where's it from?
England.
How long have you been here for?
Just over 19 years.
And still the accent.
Still the accent, yeah.
The English is spectacular. I've understood everything you've said.
Thanks, I've been working on it.
Tell us what you're going to be doing tomorrow, day 2.
Handstand push-ups and running.
How are you feeling going into those movements tomorrow?
I feel good. I think I can do pretty well on the first one, and I'd like to take the record on the second one, so I'm at 5.
Okay. Turn down for what?
What?
Gretchen, how do you decide what bow to wear for the day?
I try to match it to my outfit.
Going back to the wall for round number 2 is Christy Adkins, who made a huge statement in event number 3, trying to make another one in event 4. As Christy Adkins moving to the wall, but it's going to be Lisa Mealy jumping up onto the mat. 11:38 for the event win. We're going to have a race for 2nd to start of this event. Still a minute and a half clear of the time to beat before this one started. 3 front squats here. Adkins showing why she's a 5-time Games vet, moving very well, but Dara Ching not far behind. 2 reps for both of them, and it's going to be Dara Ching on the mat at 12:13. Christy Adkins at 12:15.
You started off the weekend a little probably lower than you expected or wanted to.
No, I expected it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I did expect the first 2 events to put me kind of where I was, 13th. I didn't really have a number that I thought I'd be at, but I knew it wasn't going to be top 3 after 2 events.
Well, probably a little lower than you wanted to start off.
Absolutely.
You've climbed your way back up. You're now in 2nd.
Yes.
You're tied with 3rd point-wise. Mm-hmm. Tell us how you've gotten to where you're at.
Well, I kind of had a vision of the weekend based on the workouts, based on seeing the last couple weekends, and based on my own practice. And so I knew events 1 and 2 weren't going to quite be my specialty.
Your cup of tea.
Yeah, but then since that point, I knew it was going to be one workout at a time, chip away, and do your best in every one, and let everything fall where it is. And I'm happy to be in 2nd place at the end of today.
Start on the women's side, big day for Christy Adkins. She gets herself into the top 3, tied with Emily Friedman with 30 points. But Adkins, we knew she would do well on event 5. Anna Tunnicliffe was in the top 3 after day 1. Now she sits in 5th place. She's 7 points out and only has 2 events to make that up.
very, very challenging, but not impossible.
Let's turn to the men's side of things where Jordan Troyan made a charge on day 2. Troyan now sits in 3rd place overall behind Nate Schrader. Ben Smith is still in 1st, but Troyan goes out and does exactly what he needs to do, a 2nd and then a 1st.
Troyan's setting himself up beautifully, yes, and his last few events have been so well, there's nothing to think that he shouldn't continue that. Big margin between him and the individual sitting in 4th place, but what he needs to do is keep charging forward. Schrader's not going to make that easy for him.
Jordan is quick up that rope.
The strong upper body of Jordan Troyan, the All-American swimmer, closing in, sprinting compared to where Nate Schrader is moving. And Jordan Troyan in the final round, 1 to go with the sprint, kicking it into gear. Can he hang on to this pace? Can he get a good rope climb here? Slowly moving in, jumping up about halfway up that rope. He makes a touch. Nate Schrader slows, and it's going to be Jordan Troyan taking the event. And he is in at 3 minutes and 42 seconds.
You came into this weekend in 14th place. You're now looking at probably 3rd. Was this a long game for you, or did you have ground that you just said, I got to make this up quickly?
Coming into this regional, I knew right away that the first 2 events were going to be a crapshoot. I don't want to say no name, but any person could, be top 3 after those first 2 events. So I knew coming into this, just get through those first 2 events, because I knew a lot of the other events played into my favor. So that's what I did yesterday.
Hey, are you about to go and do this first event of the last day of the regionals?
I am. I'm excited.
Are you hydrated?
Very hydrated.
Are you carbohydrated?
I am, with good carbohydrates, not maybe what you see in his hand right here.
Oh, what's this? Hey, could you just open that for me? Oh. Do you want one?
I might throw up.
Ben Smith, Nate Schrader, Jordan Troyan sitting pretty comfortable but far from locked in with 2 tough events remaining. Ben Smith making that turn as well as Nate Schrader and Brad Silva. And here comes Ben Smith. And if he's going to be rowing, he's going to be going very, very fast here. 3 calories left. Now 2. Brad Silva, welcome to the club. The 8th man to complete the 50s.
Wonderful moment for Silva as he collapses on the floor in utter exhaustion. She is just 7 points behind 2nd place. Every point matters. This event matters so much to these ladies, especially to the top ladies, because we're not usually seeing top names be first in this event.
Anna Tunnicliffe now with 1 remaining as you see the crowd getting behind Anna Tunnicliffe. Christy Adkins doing exactly what she needs to do.
And no surprise, she just needs to stay ahead of Emily Freeman behind in the red shorts.
Christy Adkins on the right of your screen. She might get back to the rower as well. She has just 5 box jump overs remaining as you see the hand go up. She's back to the rower. She'll get a couple calories here. But Anna Tunnicliffe, 7 points out after day number 2, is gonna really help her cause as the time cap hits and Anna Tunnicliffe wins event 6.
Perfectly executed event for Anna Tunnicliffe. Amazing performance by Christy Adkins. Both athletes did exactly what they needed to do.
You look like you could use a donut.
Absolutely.
You can't do that before the workout.
Watch me.
All right. You gonna go out there and wad your little heart out?
Yes, sir.
You want a donut?
Can I just take a bite?
Yeah. Oh, good luck.
Here we go in Fairfax for the final time this weekend. Now 1 rep remaining, and Ben Smith will be the 6th person ever to go to 6 consecutive CrossFit Games, and he's your 2014 Mid-Atlantic champion. 1 rep remaining for Nate Schrader. He is going to lock up the number 2 spot, and he's going back to the games. Jordan Troyon will take the 3rd and final spot in Carson. Here we go, underway. Somebody is going home in about 2 short minutes. The top 4 separated by 6 points. This is going to be an incredible finish. And the first one off the bar is Emily Friedman. She's trying to lock up a spot. Gretchen Kittelberger second. She has clinched a berth in the 2014 Reebok CrossFit Games.
And Tunnicliffe just dropped the bar behind you.
Tunnicliffe, Friedman, holding the bar on their shoulders. Tunnicliffe overhead, going for this rep. She now has 2 reps remaining, as does Adkins. 4 left for Friedman, taking the time, making sure she gets every rep, and she drops the bar. 1 rep remaining, and a Tunnicliffe. You are gonna go back to Carson. She just needs 1 overhead squat. We've seen it eat her up in 2012 and 2013 at the CrossFit Games. Jen Rokowicz crossing the line. She is through off camera. Christy Adkins with it overhead. 2 reps now remaining for Friedman. Christy Adkins, you are going to your 6th consecutive CrossFit Games.
And she does it. She conquers the nemesis with a few faults, but she held it together in her head, and she's going back.